It's got my ankle! Let go!
Life signs detected. Subject Time Lord.
What madness is this?
A fallen angel, a devil, come to destroy him.
No offense to either of you, but if you could leave your religiousness for now and help me get free, it would be greatly appreciated!
Subject confirmed. The Doctor.
I might have known a half-cyberized prisoner escapes and they send one of their own to capture him.
You are protecting the test subject. Surrender the subject, or be...
Yeah, not gonna happen. A bit of help would be nice.
I haven't exactly advanced my skills in self-defense, Doctor. I'm afraid I can't be of much use to you.
Die, demon!
Your interference will not be tolerated.
You will not take him from us. We live to serve his will.
We give our lives to protect him.
Resistance is useless. Surrender the subject.
Are you injured, Doctor?
Apart from a bit of an ache in my ankle, I'm fine.
Then perhaps you could explain how this Cyberman survived beneath the sands for so long. And why does it look so different to me?
The ground destabilized when your pod hit, and when that one's pod landed, it probably fell further into the planet and hit some kind of something. Broke the propulsion system and released the fumes. The Cyberman inside wasn't affected.
Understandable. Some would consider it lucky.
Yeah, well, full cyber conversion is hardly what I'd call lucky. In any case, the Cyberman didn't get brain fried by the fumes. It's probably been waiting there for... well, I have no idea how.
You will surrender the subject to us. Resistance is useless.
You killed him.
Impediments to the recovery of the subject must be removed. You will...
Die, demon. Back to hell with you.
I can't stand to see these people suffer. We must aid them.
There's not a whole lot we can do, Jentel. At least for the two of them.
What do you...
If we hurry, we can get back to the colony, and I can figure out how to vent these fumes away from the rest of the colonists. Maybe even reverse the effects of the brain damage that caused them all to...
We live. We die for his glory.
Your efforts are meaningless. Resistance is useless.
One of them's already gone, Jentel. We can't afford to risk that Cyberman getting back to the colony just so we can save one colonist here.
Just tell me we can save the rest of them.
I'll do my...
Doctor, even if these people are misguided in their worship of me, I will not stand idly by and let them be slaughtered for their faith. Now tell me that we can save the rest of the colonists.
We'll save them all, Jentel. Every last one. Just let me do a quick scan and... What? No, but that's not right.
What's wrong?
The fumes. It's not the pod, it's... Ugh! I don't know what it is, but we can't hang around here to find out. Come on!
We will not surrender.
You will return the subject to us. Resistance is useless.
Stuffy in there.
How much time do we have, Doctor?
Not very much. It won't take long for that Cyberman to catch up to us.
Then please, in as much haste as you can, I need to know what we're up against, and what was wrong at the crash site.
Well, to answer the second question first, the fumes aren't coming from the pod, or a vent in the ground, or anything else I thought. And to answer the first question second, that was a... well, they're sort of a... you know, I never really worked out what they're called. They're like guards, but more than that. They're war machines with thick armor plating and arm cannons. They're more like...
tanks.
Tanks. Yes, tanks, that's perfect. Cyber tanks. Armor-plated, a huge great cannon, couldn't fit better.
But that one at the crash site didn't have a cannon. It didn't even have a left arm.
Probably destroyed in the crash. Hopefully the power cells haven't leaked. That's the last thing we need.
Doctor?
Oh, I'm so stupid. I am so stupidly thick. I missed the obvious.
What is it?
The fumes. They're not coming from the pod. Of course they're not. They're coming from the cyber tank's cannon.
But I don't understand. How does a cyber weapon cause such mass delusion?
Well, a cyber tank cannon works on the simple premise of two settings, stun and kill. Kill is kill, enough said about that, but stun, well, that works by using the toxic plasma in the power cells to disorientate an opponent when they're shot. They lose the will to flee. The opposite, in fact, it makes them complacent enough to stay put, at which point they're an easy target.
So you're saying over time the power cells leaked, causing the natives to experience a long-term delusion?
Yes, it all fits. The strange lights they saw before seeking you must have been the cyber tank's pod crashing. Then, over time, as the power cells leaked into the air, they came to worship you. It even explains the tightly packed colony. They wanted to stay where they were. They never wanted to expand. They just assumed that there were other colonies out there without ever actually going to check.
Okay, so now we know exactly what has happened. The next question is what we're going to do about it.
Right, well, first things first, we need to find the controls for the air circulation system. With any luck, I can adapt it to become a kind of atmospheric converter. It'll take samples of the plasma already in the atmosphere, rewrite them, as it were, and then disperse an antidote back into the atmosphere, thus ridding the air of contamination. And, once we've dealt with our cyber chum out there, giving us time to contain the remains of the power cells.
Will it also cure the colonists?
Unfortunately not, but I have another idea for that. Right now, though, one step at a time.
Yes, of course. What about the Cybermen that's still pursuing us?
Give it time. I'm only one man. Well, one Time Lord.
Dog, sir?
All right. Does this town have any gold?
Pardon?
Trust me, Jentel, I know what I'm doing. I need gold. A lot of it. Dust, preferably, although a coin will do just as well in a pinch.
Are you sure you've not breathed in any of those fumes, Doctor?
Absolutely. That I didn't breathe in any fumes, I mean. But also that this plan will work. Again, I'm really sorry if this puts a strain on the colony's resources, Jentel.
It is no trouble. If it will free the colony from the wrath of the Cybermen, then gladly I will contribute it. Many of the colonists believed it necessary to pledge tribute to me in exchange for their safety and security.
Right, I've rewired the ventilation system, so if all goes to plan, it should take some samples, the atmospheric converter will do its thing, and it should disperse an aerosolized counteragent to get rid of the plasma in the air. Won't be an overnight thing, more than likely you'll have to pump the stuff through the vents for years to disperse it completely, but I have something else to help the colonists in the meantime.
Speaking of the colonists, it seems my life of peace is at an end.
Subject not located. Resuming search.
Yeah, good luck with that. Jentel told me about how he's the last survivor of his group, and I figured out the whole thing about the leak from your cannon power cell that made the colonists think he was a god.
That result was not unintentional. By creating the leak, it ensured that any unnecessary organic obstacles would not prevent retrieval of the subject.
So you fried their brains on purpose, just to make them more complacent and easier to kill. There's the ruthless Cyberman mentality I was expecting to find here. But tell me, how exactly—
Your diversion will not assist the subject.
Oh, but I rather think it will. You won't be removing Jentel from this building anytime soon.
You will surrender the subject. Resistance is useless.
Doesn't that get old? Saying the same line over and over again? I mean, you have to say something new at some point.
You will surrender.
I will not surrender the subject, and so far resistance has proven to be quite effective. You can keep spewing the same old—
You will surrender the subject, Doctor. You will not hide the subject from us. Resistance is useless.
I won't.
You will surrender the subject, Doctor.
You won't get him if I'm dead.
The subject must be recovered. The experiment is not yet over.
What?
The work must continue. The experiment is not complete. More tests must be run.
What tests?
You will secure the subject for us, Doctor. You will help us to complete the tests.
Sorry. I think not! Oh, I was hoping that would work. Still weak against gold, then? Good.
Systems impaired must recover.
Is it over?
It will be in a few minutes. They never did work out that whole gold allergy thing, did they?
Gold allergy thing?
Long story. I'll tell you later over a cup of tea. My tea. Anyway, now that's dealt with, it's time to deal with the colonists.
They await my words to them. They wish to know my will.
Well, just before you go and see them, I think it's about time you presented them with some gifts, don't you? Well, how did it go? You've been gone for a while.
There was lots of praying and reverence, but it's done. They accepted their gifts. I relayed your instructions about containing the power cells to the letter.
Good. With those power cells contained properly, they'll be able to use your divine knowledge to adapt the technology from their crash pods to create a power source with the capabilities to help them terraform the surrounding desertscape into a lush, verdant Eden.
And the gifts? The new masks? What was their purpose?
Same mask, same design, but with a new and improved filtration. They multiply the density of the counteragent in the air that they breathe in. Sorry, Jentel, within a few months they'll have forgotten you.
In a way, that saddens me. I might have never got the peace from them I wanted, but they were still my people.
Well, I said forgotten you, they'll learn to move on without their god, yes, but I did leave them with one thing.
Doctor, what have you done?
Nothing. Nothing at all. However, legend has it that this place is populated by a strange presence. Old stories tell of an unseen figure leaving supplies or fixing things. Some say he still exists, only coming out at night, or that he has been seen to be a strange, shining figure. All they know is he's called the Nowhere Man, and that his teachings of always helping others out, never for any personal gain or recognition, will form the bedrock of their peaceful society.
On behalf of myself and those who were my people, thank you, Doctor.
Don't thank me just yet. We still need to get back to the TARDIS.
We?
I'm not leaving you behind, Jentel. Even if the colonists learn to live without their god, you need to get as far away from this place as possible. And I have a friend who needs rescuing. Something tells me you're just the cyber gentleman to help with the job.
Doctor? Mm-hmm. I think this is the beginning of an interesting friendship.